T.
Okay, since you missed that, we were counting down so we wouldn't have a stupid beginning. Go figure. And he's counting down 3, 2, 1, and T. T is not a margin of countdown. Just for future reference. Anyway, for the time being, this is the Roundtable episode 14.
Yeah.
We're going to try and be a little bit more organized and be working on a rename. And for the few that watch this, if you got any suggestions, I'll take anything.
In the comments below. I always wanted to do that. In below. But for now, we're just going to go with, because all the good names are taken. Yeah. I mean, that's the simple point of it. Until we can come up with something.
Yeah, so we'll just be, I mean, it'll still be us kind of shooting the crap and whatever, because that's just, I think it's fun.
Yeah.
But we'll just be a bit more organized about it, I guess you could say.
Organized.
So what we'll start doing is we'll either start the show with 1 or 2 things. More than likely it'll be game news, just anything from the world of video games. And then we'll move on to, since I'm into collectibles and he wants to be, I'll start talking about toys, stuff that's coming out.
We'll probably do some movies.
Maybe some movies if it happens to be out. And then the last bit will be general news and us screwing around.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyway, start off game news.
Game news.
You have a ton.
I have some stuff. Paperwork is back.
Yeah, right. How long has it been since you had paperwork?
Episode 5?
Probably.
The
first episode, right? Anyway.
Yeah. Many. So let's see.
I'm just reading. Go ahead.
So how curious are you about Battlefield 4 so far?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's. I never saw Battlefield as one of those, let's make a bunch of sequels like Call of Duty because our one game accounts for 4 of theirs.
Well, Battlefield is like one of those games where they can make it different and different. But anyway, of course, if you pre-order Medal of Honor, it comes out in like October, you'll be in the beta for Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Right now, they're saying, correction, the beta is said to be coming out in the fall of 2013, so a year from like next month or something.
Yeah.
So they were questioning about why are they releasing it so early and all that stuff. But
Well, we went over this before when I was saying people got all uppity bumpity. Oh, they announced the beta. Oh God, well it's going to come out. No, that don't mean shit.
Yeah.
They could do a beta with bare minimum game assets
just because they announced a beta doesn't give you. Doesn't mean it's coming out next week.
Yeah, it does. Okay, yeah.
I mean, like Battlefield 3, for example. We got that in, a year
or
two?
I mean, people. Anyway.
So basically right now, they're working on Battlefield 4 a little bit, but they're getting ready for the beta and all that, which is going to be a year from now, so they got plenty of time.
Is DICE full behind Medal of Honor? I know you asked me earlier.
DICE is not really fully behind Medal of Honor. It's back to Danger Close, and I think Danger Close is done. It's doing everything from multiplayer to full game.
Well, to answer your previous question, then no, I'm not that worried about Medal of Honor.
So anyway, 2013 Battlefield 4 beta, pre-order Medal of Honor if you want to get into it. All that stuff. Let's see, what else?
Speaking of...
DICE is reported, there's a rumor that they are working on Battlefield Bad Company 3.
You know my stance on rumors.
Most likely it'll probably...
A lot of people can say a lot of things until I see it in an interview from a developer's mouth or something.
Yeah. So they're just filling it on... But they've also come out and stated that they will continue to support Battlefield 3 throughout when the beta comes and goes.
I read, that's what this is. They also have a Battlefield 3 Premium Edition coming out in case for some ungodly reason you own Battlefield and don't have Live, presumably, or missed out, or something of that nature. It's basically Battlefield 3.
It's basically their season pass.
Yeah, with everything up to that point. Speaking of the beta, or the Battlefield 3, that was another thing a lot of people brought up, is like, oh, well, you're throwing out this beta for this new game. Well, then people realize that there's Battlefield 3 content until March of next year.
Yeah, I mean, all the way through.
So, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's interesting.
It's good, but so let's see. Moving on from that, of course, another thing has popped up about next-gen consoles, this time from Sony, about the PlayStation 4 will have 4K resolution support. What does that mean? Basically,
only Sony knows, and it's a word they made up.
Basically, there's this 80-inch TV that's supposed to be higher than 1080p resolution. So basically, take 1080p and times it by about 4.
So if you're one of the 3 millionaires that own that TV, know that the PlayStation 4 will suit your needs.
Yeah, apparently it's supposed to be the highest resolution on the planet because, well, let's face it, Sony always sets the damn standard for everything.
Yeah, I'll
anyway.
give them that. I'll give them that.
They did DVD, they did Blu-ray, they did that little pissy disc that didn't last long. They did UMD, They did all that stuff. So, you know, if you want to fork out $4,000 for a TV to get the biggest, brightest, and betterest with 3Ds aboard, there you go.
So I'm reading something here that's Happy Ward.
So, Happy Wars. Have you heard anything about this?
I heard a bit about it way back when.
Well, Microsoft has started this thing where they want to get on the free-to-play bandwagon now. Happy Wars is going to be their first step into it, which is it's not really MMO-ish. From what it's been described as, it's supposed to be their version of Fat Princess.
Which works. Okay.
But, you know, with microtransactions and stuff. But you have to be a gold member to get the game for free. So
well, you got to be gold for everything on 360.
You do gotta be
I think that's a moot point. Like, at least with PlayStation, you can honestly there is a logistical difference between plus and not. Gold, if you have an Xbox and you don't have gold, I'm sorry. Like, you have a useless space heater on your entertainment center.
Yeah.
Or a DVD player. I mean, at best. I mean, it's...
Speaking of free-to-play.
Free-to-play guys.
This one comes out that Peter Molyneux made a statement on how the future of free-to-play is tough for people to understand. But, I mean, it's really not much to understand. I mean, really, you know, it's good for gamers because you really don't have to pay for a game if you want to try it out. Or you just know if you get into it, you don't have to force something.
I get that.
They want to be like, oh, you need power-ups and stuff, then pay the money. Well, I mean, it's not that bad because they do have sales and stuff. I understand it's digital and all that, but, you know, their first game coming out is going to be the new Command & Conquer that uses the Frostbite 2 engine.
Yeah.
So it could be awesome. Like, I can't wait for if you're into that type of
I mean, it's okay. I mean, there's...
The fact that it's using the Frostbite 2 engine, though, for Command & Conquer, But, I mean, it could be nice.
RTS, I don't know, it's one of those things, like, StarCraft. Like, I played StarCraft, so it's like nothing else would be as good as StarCraft, so it is what it is.
I don't want to get into StarCraft. They piss me off about a certain game that...
Ghost.
Yeah, it's Ghost, alright. It never showed
I mean, games disappear. It happens.
It was funny when my former boss actually played the game.
Well,
and it was ready to go.
Speaking of that, apparently no more Killer Instinct 3 that it was possibly even tossed around.
Oh, they were going to make it, and then Microsoft put it as like, no, you have to make kid-friendly games. I'm just like...
You gotta make nuts and bolts!
Now, there's only one thing I can say about
I hope that guy got fired. Damn!
That's to that guy that made that decision.
I mean, but, okay, I'm gonna give...
this just proves that they had the license for it.
I'm gonna give it an inadvertent shout-out. You know, JonTron made a really cool point in his review / yelling at nuts and bolts.
God.
That if you look at the world design, and you look at the fundamental of it,
right.
It probably was Banjo 3 at a point in time.
Like
the basic code and design.
But then they just like...
And then somebody hit the crack pipe a bit too much, and...
that creator. Anyway.
Okay, I mean, it happens. You know, Battlefront 3. Star Wars Battlefront 3 will never, ever, probably ever... Which is so sad. I can't even say. I did a video trying to help get the word out. It's just stupid.
Yeah, it is.
And there's a lot of StarCraft Ghost.
There's a lot of games. Good
Postal.
Games. Postal 3 actually exists on Steam.
Oh, does it? I thought it kind of just faded off into oblivion.
It is actually available for sale as we speak right now.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay.
For $29.99.
Well, there you go.
Well, so it does exist. It looks cool. I'm waiting for it.
I mean, it's probably garbage, but I mean, it's just the fact that
Postal 3 though.
Exactly. Yeah, you can run around.
I don't think Gary Coleman's in it since.
Run around with a badger and peeing on people.
Well, one more news story. Yeah. Kind of a sad news story if you're, a Wipeout fan. Sony closed the studio they created, Wipeout, one of their big franchises. But, all these cuts and, the economy is bad. And I guess that was one that they had. The
economy's bad? Really? I hadn't noticed.
No, I didn't notice either. But, their last good game, Wipeout 2048, was supposedly a warm-up hit for the Vita.
Yeah, so.
Unfortunately, it sucks that they had to do it. Supposedly they were working on something new, which I have a video for, but...
does a lot of good, but yeah.
I could play it, but you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
So just go in there and look up Sony Liverpool studio closed.
It happens.
A lot of good studios are closing now.
Well.
So
yeah, that does it for gaming.
That does it for gaming news now.
Okay, so on to a little bit of my world. Recently, I got the wonderful, and I will be doing a review very soon.
I got a hold one, I'm sorry.
Yeah, a little Don. He's got Donnie, I got Leo. They're finally in my little podunk town. I'm sure they've been everywhere else forever now. Ninja Turtles.
A good old...
I love them. I'm not going to gush too much here because I'll do it in a review, I know.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, and I'm sure I'll repeat it. It's been a good while as a toy fan, as a retro fan, as a collector. I've opened something, messed with it, and I was just I was like, this is exactly what it needs to be.
Yeah.
No more, no less. This did that for me.
You know what?
And the cool part about these... $8. This is maybe a 6-inch-ish figure? Yeah, give or take. Okay. Which brings me to my next point.
Yeah.
Fall of Cybertron toys finally hit, and they're everywhere. I don't know if it's just one of those differences in prices here, there, wherever. And my local Walmart, it was $15.75. No. I've seen other reviews of these toys. The other reviewers, they're small for their class. I'm like I just told you, well, it depends on who's handling them. I I had pretty big hands. This seems small, but I realize it's meant for kids and da-da-da-da-da-da. No. This Optimus, I'm telling you, I'll give Bumblebee as an example. Right. Bumblebee is roughly as tall as a normal can of Coke, which is just above 6 inches.
That's about the normal size of a normal Transformer.
Actually,
yeah.
Prime would probably, the new Fall of Cybertron Prime, would probably better come up to his shoulders. As far as cost of plastic,
or
from everything. Like I said, I saw it hanging on the peg. They're in robot mode in the package, which is kind of unusual. That's what they did with the last series.
Right.
For the War of Cybertron. In the package, Jazz looked like he had more volume to him. And I'm like, that's just...
Wow.
$15 is retarded.
Yeah.
And then the fact that, Optimus basically looks like this Lego brick with arms and legs. And I'm like...
His chest was probably...
I might get Shockwave just because... But that's pushing it. Because these are only 8.
8.
Yeah, they're awesome. But anyway,
and very articulate.
Yes. Well, I'll get into it.
Yeah.
Don't mess up my poses because I don't have to spin... Anyway. Shit. Then, other kind of big collectible news. Let's see. Recently, Hot Toys on a couple sites started taking orders. They made which I thought was kind of random, even though, relatively speaking, Hot Toys isn't necessarily, we only make the newest, hottest movie item.
Yeah.
They just recently had an amazing Avengers line come out, but...
Well, it's good stuff.
They announced Wolverine from X-Men 3.
Oh, wow.
And of course it looks fantastic.
It's old.
But it's it just kind of took me back. That's kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it looks really cool, and I'm sure the claws could probably poke a kid's eye out.
Yeah.
At least the way that's what it looks like in the picture. There's that. That looked really cool. I know on Big Bad Toy Store. Please sponsor me.
Me too.
Speaking of that, I'll get into that in the random section of the video.
Yeah.
They started taking a couple pre-orders. You finally have pictures, full painted pictures of the Masterpiece Soundwave that's coming.
Oh, wow.
Big surprise. It looks fantastic. Big Bad, I think, is the only place that you can get. It was a convention exclusive from somewhere. And I don't think it was San Diego, but somewhere.
Right.
Or is going to be when it releases. It's from the SH Monster Arts Godzilla line.
Oh, wow.
And it's from Godzilla vs. Destroyer when he's burning up.
Yeah.
So it looks like that. It looks like the Godzilla I reviewed. I can't Godzilla, except he has kind of like the flame and stuff on it, but the flame is done kind of like clear orange It looks amazing. Cool. It comes out in like December, I think, is what they're taking pre-orders for.
Wow.
Of course, it's like $90.
There's a lot of figures just. Well, I like Japanese
heroes
and stuff, so that's what I'm going for when I get the chance.
Well, yeah, one of these days. I'm telling you, all you need is to buy one, and then that's
I almost bought that one.
Yeah.
That's another story now.
But other than that, just kind of hearing like the really thing that got me this week was that price on the damn Transformers. I mean, I know I'm broke, so everything seems kind of pricey. But that was just like, wow. I mean,
that small.
I mean, what? It'd be like paying $15 for Cliff Jumper.
Oh God, how much was Cliff Jumper?
Most Transformers Prime, in case you don't know, at least to me, was about $11, $12.
Wow, and they went.
The big ones were 20-ish, 22 at best.
Yeah. Funny story though. You know what? I almost had an impulse to buy one day.
Okay.
Buy freaking. Remember like the G.I. Joe Street Fighter stuff? Just cause.
Yeah.
I was just like, God, I haven't had one of those in years.
Something else I noticed, I do want to touch on. I remember when I did it, I can't remember the character's name for the love of me now. I meant to actually make a note of it. Of course, I don't have them anymore. I think it's a yard sale. But the Hero Factory breakout line, I made a note of it in my series of reviews. Yeah, for some reason, there was one hero that didn't get released in the U.S. in the first wave.
There's two of them, wasn't it?
Oh, there was a hero and a villain.
Okay.
The new set is finally out in stores. They look pretty good. About the same price range. I mean, it's depending on how many pieces are to the thing.
Yeah, of course.
But I randomly noticed at Walmart that one that was missing was just there. And I'm like, okay. Didn't have the Series 2, I guess you'd call it.
Right. On
the bags have like a gold lining to like, I guess, distinguish them. This one had, I mean, it was just like it was meant to always like, there's no sign of the villain anywhere, or like any reference to it, but so that's interesting. Also, recently, if you're into it, World of Warcraft, Mega Bloks has kind of brought out a bunch of Warcraft sets. They look pretty cool.
There is that
Creo.
We talked about this. That Lego Portal set.
Yeah, the fans are like clamoring for it. I can also say they made
it would actually, honestly. I mean, I know Mega Bloks has got it down on like the gaming stuff. Like they got the Mario Kart and the.
Like a pretty big set to make GLaDOS, and I'd be perfectly content. Like,
I would just have a little itty bitty.
Like shell or whatever. Yeah. Let's see.
But I mean, it's a step in the right direction.
Something else I thought was interesting that I never really saw before, and Hot Wheels have been around before we grew up.
Yeah.
And while we grew up, and they'll still be around after
we die.
Yeah.
Which is hopefully a long time from now.
I thought it was interesting. It seemed like they're really trying to push Hot Wheels. Like, just in general. And I'm like, well, it is just a toy car, with everything else out there. They might be hurting.
Yeah.
I just thought it was weird. Yeah. Alright, so
anyway, speaking of Hot Wheels, did you see that new thing that's like, they're like balls, and you shoot them and then they blast out in the car mode or whatever, and then they're just, and it's just weird. It's like, it's weird. It's like, okay, so you're turning Hot Wheels into Bakugan now, kind of thing.
Well,
but,
anyway. Yeah. The latest cool thing I saw was it was called Micro Chargers, I believe. And it's kind of like Micro Machines, but with Hot Wheel tracks. Like cool. Loops. And you literally, like, you plug the card up and you just, like, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like, simple thing.
The things that they bring out now is like, God, why couldn't you come up 10 years ago?
Well, yeah, anyway.
Especially Nerf stuff.
Yeah, Nerf is kind of coming to its own now.
Yeah, it's like, we didn't have half this. We had that bow and arrow.
Yeah.
With the,
yeah.
I had the slingshot. Three balls. And all that. The super soakers. Well, they dramatically changed.
Yeah, they had battery powered super soakers, which that just boggles my mind.
Yeah, it was just like, whatever happened to? Yeah, but anyway.
Alright, so let's see. Random news and tidbits, just for reference. Pilot, wearing a different shirt again. This week's shirt brought to you by the fine people at RedVersusBlue.com.
Yeah, he said don't wear light colors, but you know what? Screw him.
I just brought it up because you were there.
But anyway,
let's see.
Microsoft changed their logo. supposedly. And it didn't change much, but
it's
like 25 years they changed the logo.
Man.
Basically, all they did was just simplify it to from where it was.
Nice.
It's like their normal Calibri font.
Yeah, but
with just 4 basic squares now instead of just something. Well, and it's supposed to be, the first time in 25 years since they changed.
It's just something to do it. Sort of,
yeah, so I mean,
probably like the copyright ran out on the old ones.
Maybe. So I mean, there's a change. So I mean, they're trying to push, Windows 8, and I know people are excited about it, but the discussion with Windows 8 is, I mean, it's supposed to be new and improved. And
it's not going to be.
It looks like garbage to me. I mean, that's just me.
Speaking of changing things, apparently they're going to change how the 360 dashboard works yet again.
And I'm in the beta for that, and I should be getting it here in the next 2 days or so.
I can only imagine. It can't get any worse. It can't.
It can't get any worse.
It's so,
or can it?
Well, I mean, like, when I first loaded up this new one, I know this technically falls into the video game stuff, but whatever. It's our show.
I know. We'll just call this.
It's random, because it's like, when I first loaded up the last new dashboard, I was like, I almost felt like I needed a Kinect just to get around, because it was so designed
That's what
for it.
Yeah.
Which I get, try to push a new thing, but not everybody wants that piece of garbage, so get over it.
Even if you drop the price on it, it's just like, no. And you know what? And the dashboard I miss the most, I honestly miss
the old tiles?
The first one is the one I miss the most, because the themes worked with that one so well. Plus, I mean, you didn't have, like, you could find everything. Now, the second one was great. I mean, I like the avatars, but
the kind of dominoes thing.
Yeah, the whole, and then from there, it just.
Let's see. Other Transformers Fall Cybertron Madden came out.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
What comes out this?
Counter-Strike came out. I wasn't impressed.
He wasn't impressed. I mean, to me, I like Counter-Strike. They changed it a little bit.
I don't necessarily have nothing against Counter-Strike. You got like a 50-minute trial when you get the trial on 360. I spent 40 of this just waiting to find a match and then not being able to spawn in a match. And I'm like, whatever.
I do hate one thing they do. And aiming automatically makes you crouch now. I'm just like,
let's see. Other goodies. Apparently Madden's gotten decent reviews. I'm more interested to see whether they could just keep the license. I mean, game's good,
honestly,
bad,
they need competition.
Game good, bad, whatever. I'll have to wait to see what comes of that.
Multiplayer games. Teams and multiplayer has been pissing me off here lately. Especially,
hold that thought, because I'm with you. Other tidbits, if you're watching TV, next week, new Doctor Who series premieres on BBC America, Saturday at 9 o'clock. Yay. I didn't mean to jerk off.
Please don't.
Can't wait. I can't wait. Ninja Turtles premieres the 29th.
The new on Nickelodeon.
So,
is that regular Nickelodeon?
Regular Nick. I mean, they'll probably show it on their other Nicktoon stuff, too.
I'm so confused how Nickelodeon works now.
What?
Back then, Nickelodeon was one channel.
Oh, well.
Nickelodeon, you watch that, then you had, what was it, Snick? Was it Snick?
Yeah, there's Nickelodeon, that's the main channel, Nicktoon Network.
I don't even get digital cable anymore.
I think there's another one for, like, the teen crowd.
Yeah, iCarly 24/7.
But anyway.
So,
alright. Yeah, I mean, we've been over it before.
The past week, we've been over this game's come out. Fall of Cybertron. Which actually has a very good multiplayer thing going for it. But the problem is, if you do not...
Get a friend. At least one.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we got at least enough people for a team to play with. So
almost, yeah.
Almost. So we have a good time, but you'll always have this one.
People are dumb, man. Like, and it just...
It's like, okay, back me up. Okay! I'm going this way. Fine! He'll go that way. Really? I said, back me up.
Well, my favorite is I'll see a medic healing a guy that has full health, because presumably they know each other or in party, whatever. Heal your friend. But I'm like standing right beside him, dead, and I start shooting him, and then he just looks at me Well, a good point. Me and Pilot, before you got on one night, we were playing Capture the Flag.
Right.
It's 6 against 6, I think, at best, when the whole thing's full.
Yeah, we actually did pretty together.
Well, even when you came in, but before you got there, I mean, like, I don't know what the other 4 people on our fucking team were doing.
Yeah.
Because me and him pretty much just...
But you know what team game really irks me when nobody works together, and you know which one it is. It's the one we always play.
Conquest?
No, not game. Like, we play Monday Night Combat. That is the worst example of that.
Yeah, I got a Cthulhu plays that I gotta upload, and I actually quit out of it because it's just, I don't feel like dealing with it.
It's just like, run. No.
Because in that game, you can't do it by yourself.
You can't.
2 can maybe get it done if the team you're fighting doesn't have 2 people of equal or same skill doing the same thing to your side.
Right. That's about it.
But
if you don't have a good team, you might as well just...
Now, I know you're like, well, how can we be better? I know it gets complicated when everybody in a game lobby isn't talking to you.
Yeah.
Or in a chat that you're not in.
Well, I understand that everybody, doesn't want to talk to
Just try to be observant.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a medic or support or something like that.
Yeah, just concentrate on the game you're playing instead of figuring out how far your nut can blast while you're sitting there and...
I get 2 more kills. I go up 1 on the leaderboard. Yeah. But anyway,
it's all about me. I'm the best in the world. No, you're not. You're not a team player. You're just out for yourself, and you're probably in the corner jerking off until you wait somebody crossing your sights. And it's just that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why. You'll hate this, what I'm about to say, but Black Ops 2, when that zombie mode comes out, there's a zombie mode. It comes out.
Troll face.
Yeah. there's a mode in there where it's multiplayer, but there's zombies in it. So I like to see people camp that one, because supposedly zombies are going to be coming after you like crazy. So we'll see how that works out. It might work good. It might work bad. It's still Call of Duty, no matter what.
It'll still be crap. But anyway.
I like Call of Duty. I mean, I buy it all the time. But I really didn't get into Call of Duty until Modern Warfare came out.
Well,
I had to.
Was decent. Yeah, because everybody played it.
Yeah, but
then they just kept making the same game 4 times. And anyway.
But yeah. So,
Obama approved once again.
Obama approved.
Cthulhu Dark One. He's bullet marks. Check out this channel. You're on mine.
Alonzi.
That means let's go. That doesn't mean goodbye.
I just wanted to say it on camera.
Okay.
But anyway, so hopefully I'm working on a blog project. Hopefully I can get that going.
Get that going. So check out this channel.
The montage is 50% complete. It is getting there. Got some more recording.
And that's why we don't really have editing on this, because he'd have to do it, and
I could do it.
It would never get done.
It would get done.
I
just don't have nothing to transfer it over here.
Email it to me.
You never email. Do you even have my email address?
Probably not. Anyway. Till next time. It's still a round table until we think of another name. But until next time.
Deuces.